Happy National Nude Day. And I know some people would say, what? I'd say, Happy National Nude Day. And look at me. Naked. It's Naked Day. So anyways, and then after they understood that I was saying Happy National Nude Day, they would look at me. And then I would say, yeah, I didn't go with option A because no one wants to see that. So, and then I'd go on and explain that rhinestone cowboy suits are actually known as nudie suits. You can look that up, but suffice it to say that there was a tailor, an immigrant from the Ukraine who had come over, made a life for himself. His name was Nude Cohen. His nickname was Nudie. And he started Nudie's Rodeo Tailors and made rhinestone cowboy outfits. And he became very famous for it. And in fact, there are rhinestone cowboy outfits in the Smithsonian that were made by him, and those are called nudie suits. So I thought for National Nude Day, we would celebrate a life. Anyways, I've done this costume for a couple of years. Always get lots and lots of fun reactions. It started off in Walmart on Friday. I had a lady just bustled up to me. I mean, made a beeline. You look fabulous. And so we started talking. Turns out she was going from Cincinnati to Tulsa. She just happened to stop off at the Walmart in Springfield, Missouri, and we had a chance to talk. Told her about the nudie suits. She immediately looked it up on her phone. She said, I always want to learn something new every day. Thank you so much. I said, you're very welcome. So that was fun. I went from there over to my local credit union. I drop in on them every once in a while to see them. And it's so fun because they do rotate through new workers on the front teller positions there. So I walked in, they had never seen me before. And they're like looking at me like, what in the world just walked through our door? But you know what? If you give me 30 seconds, maybe a minute, before it's all said and done, you're going to be on my Facebook page, talking and looking and seeing what's there. So that transition is always fun to watch, and it's always fun to navigate. I did have a very large, muscular gentleman. He was coming out of the store, older man, beautiful white hair. He looked at me and went, hey, great costume. And so we talked. All in all, it was just a great weekend. We had lots of fun talking about nudie suits and why I didn't want to use option A. Although I will say, I met a couple of women, an older woman today, when I said, because nobody wants to see that. And she was laughing like, I'm always up for nude. And then there was another lady. I'm talking to the greeter, and she comes through the door, and her eyes just lit up. And not lit up in necessarily a lot of surprise and smiles, but she lit up. And so I was doing my little spiel, and we were walking along, and I hit the bit about, because nobody wants to see that. She was like, well, I don't know. I was like, okay, well, have a nice day. So, you just meet all sorts of people. You get into all sorts of encounters. You have all sorts of opportunities that you wouldn't have any other way. So that's why this is fun. Happy National Nude Day reactions.